Hello. Say hi. Okay, today we're going to talk about something that may not be as obvious to you guys, but with the um, coordination loss on the right side, there's also some muscle affectedness. I think that's the right word. So it's not that there's muscle loss because the muscle is still there. It's not deteriorating. It's just that the muscle doesn't really work the way it's supposed to anymore. And the amount of muscle isn't, it's not as strong as it should be, even if it's getting worked out. So it's a really weird situation. But it's, like I said, it's still there. It's just not being processed the way that it's supposed to be. So that signal from the brain lesions to that right side is just getting misfired and not connecting properly. So with the muscle coordination and the strength of the muscles on the right side. There we go. Strength of the muscles on the right side. We definitely have some changes over the last decade, and it's something that is affected my life in a pretty big way. So you guys know that before you came along, I used to have horses and worked at the stable, and now I don't do that, right? That's not because of you guys. That's because it's not safe. And I don't want to put myself, the horses, or anybody else working in jeopardy because that's not fair. I also used to work with animals, and again, it's just not a safe situation. So there's just things that I've had to really change and address, and it's really sad because those are things that I absolutely truly loved doing, and it's not anybody's fault. It's just those were decisions that I had to make for the safety of those around me and myself. So with the coordination and that muscle tone, there's other things, not just big things like animal controls and things like that have been affected. Tying my shoes, that's why I wear slip-on shoes all the time, because tying my shoes takes extra effort and it takes extra time. Sometimes my fingers don't actually coordinate with the process that they're supposed to be doing, and they just kind of fumble around, and if they don't actually tie the shoe, they just kind of throw the strings all over. So I do wear shoes, like tennis shoes, when I go for walks. It can take a little bit of extra time, but I choose to wear slip-on shoes more often than not just because of that reason. And same with like dress shoes. Like I would rather just throw on some slip-on shoes because otherwise it's just more of a hassle than anything. But if you look back at pictures, I used to do my hair all the time. Like I used to have braids in my hair or curls in my hair or some kind of an updo or whatever. And now this is basically what you get. It's this or like a mom bun, because I just can't. Like I don't have that kind of energy and function anymore to be able to do that. So those are things that are totally affected by the whole signal misfiring and connectivity to that right side, muscle coordination and function. And a lot of times it's taken for granted that, you know, people can do those simple things like tying their shoe and opening a can. Like sometimes, like I'll just throw the can back in the cupboard and be like, I'll eat some peanut butter bread instead. Sometimes even the can of peanut butter is a lot for me to open. Like even if it's an already open jar, you guys, like this is how intense this gets. Like, a can of peanut butter that is already open can be a lot for me. Like, people don't understand. There are days where I just want to sit on the kitchen floor and cry and not eat because what do I do? Like, I understand why people that have the issues with their muscles and their functionality and the coordination starve themselves because they simply can't do it. And it's more frustrating to do other meals or ask somebody to help them make a meal than it is to find something to open whatever they want to eat. Luckily, I do have something that helps me to open those jars and things like that now, but it can be really, really frustrating. And a peanut butter jar, you guys, is not per se hard to open. So it's just something I don't think people understand can be a part of a brain disease. It's something huge, but yet something so small and quote unquote unrelated to the disease that why would I tell my doctor I'm having this issue when my brain is really what's bothering me? Like, these migraines are driving me crazy, but yet I can't open a jar of peanut butter. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, tell your doctor the little thing. Like, you can't open a jar of peanut butter? Okay, tell your doctor. Like, that's a big thing. There's so many different things that people can go through. Even bathroom issues. Like, people don't realize, yes, your brain controls your entire body. Your central nervous system controls your entire body. Bathroom issues is a very, very, very common issue with neurological diseases that people don't like to talk about because it's embarrassing. Guess what? It can take people with neurological issues twice, 3 times, 4 times longer to go to the bathroom because they're having difficulty. Or they may crap their pants when they're in the store because they can't find the bathroom. This is something that when you're familiar with your area and you have a neurological issue, typically you know exactly how long it takes to get to the closest bathroom in that store. Simply because you want to know, if you have an emergency, how long is it going to take me to run there? That simple. But if you're traveling, that can be really stressful. Like, super, super stressful. Especially if you're traveling and you travel like we do and you're in nature a whole lot. There's really not a whole lot of bathrooms on a hiking trail, people. Like, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna, go off the trail and do what I have to do if it's an emergency. I know that's typically okay in those situations, but I'm just saying, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, and you have to be prepared in all situations and in all aspects of whatever disease progression you're at. So if you're having muscle issues, guess what? Your bathroom area, those are muscles. So if you're having muscle issues, that can be affected. And if you're having neurological issues that are causing other issues, that can be twice as bad. Because now it's affecting other things on top of the things that you're already fighting. I know I threw a lot at you guys with this one, but I love you.